Good morning to the world and welcome to the next in a hopefully long line of company review videos. Considering I've already done a bunch of tier lists, I figured I'd focus entirely on flavored companies that I absolutely love and are willing to go out of my way to conquer, so you guys can better understand the value of these wonderful, wonderful companies. Now, before we begin, I'd like to thank everybody for supporting the channel. Going variety is never easy for any YouTuber out there, so having you guys in my corner keeps me motivated and eager. You guys are truly kings. Anyhow, let's get into the video. Before we begin, I'd like to actually announce to people that this is not pronounced Kouppa, it's pronounced Kouppa. And the reason why I say that is because I have been pronouncing it as the Kouppa, like Koopa Troopa, forever. But here's the thing. Kouppa is not a bad company at all. The reason why is because tooling workshops are still the king of profitability. I doubt they'll always be that way since Paradox seems adamant about refocusing the value of goods, but I doubt they could do too much to overtweak the inputs. And guys, the reason why tools are so darn good is because the ultra cheap inputs are the reason why tools remain, if not the most profitable good in the game, the most profitable good in the game. At the same time, you got motor industries, guys. Motor industries give you engines, and engines are ridiculously profitable, almost entirely on par with tools. Obviously, the inputs are not as good, but at the same time, the demand, I guess, in the early game is not amazing, but as you ramp up towards the late game, it becomes ridiculous. I mean, once the late game comes, the profitability of engines skyrocket, and you'll never really truly have enough to meet the demand. Finally, there's automotive industries. Now, the automotive industries are considered the apex of profitability in the game. The reason why is because automobiles are considered the profitability good in the game that is the best of the best, so long as you can keep the rubber prices low. That's not always easy to do, but part of the reason why people like Kouppas so much is because it merges two companies together, the basic tools and basic motors, and by doing that, you free up another company, which means you should definitely find a way to get a rubber company and then go conquer Africa, because why wouldn't you? Alright, here we go. I now get to talk about the prestige good, and here's the thing. I have said it before, and I will say it again. I firmly believe that precision tools is the best prestige good in the game, predominantly because it affects an insane number of highly profitable industries, and it will increase their throughput for a very small cost. You might not agree, but at the very least we could probably agree that it's at least top 2. It's number 2 if it's not number 1, and you should go out of your way to get it. And thankfully, it's actually easier to get with the Kouppa than it is with basic tools. Okay, here we go. Now we're going to be talking about something that I'm not particularly amazed by. The prosperity bonuses are not amazing. Unlike basic tools, which gives you a countrywide plus 5% manufacturing bonus, which pairs exceptionally well with the prestige good that you get, the company here gives you awful prosperity bonuses. You have to recognize that plus 10% railway throughput is meaningless. It doesn't actually help you at all. If it did help you, if it worked as intended, it would actually increase the amount that you're spending on subsidies. Thankfully, it doesn't seem to work at all, so, well, it might work, but it doesn't seem to work against your subsidies that badly, but it's still worthless. I'm sorry, it doesn't have any value. It doesn't mean anything. The plus 5% steel mills throughput is nice. It helps you keep the price of steel down, but I can't understand why it would be on a company like this to begin with, and frankly, it's not worth it. I mean, would you rather have plus 5% manufacturing across the board, or just 5% steel mills? I would take the manufacturing any day of the week, and that is probably the reason why a lot of people say that basic tools is better than Kouppa. Thankfully, we get to talk about something a little bit better than the prosperity bonus. We're going to be talking about the wonderful synergies of this company. Kouppa actually does pair up exceptionally well with the Duro y Campagna. Don't believe me? Take a look at what we got here. The Duro y Campagna actually covers a very sizable amount of the important industries that you are not going to be able to cover otherwise by taking Kouppa instead of, say, I don't know, the basic tool company and then adding steel mills. Well, look here. You get, not only do you get your steel mills covered, you get your prestige refined steel on top of it. I know the prosperity bonuses aren't particularly amazing, but you can also add wood at the same time. That's not all though. What about the Altos Hornos? I mean, it's literally just Duro y Campania, except it has an exceptional bonus of 10% infrastructure if you're willing to give up a little bit. I mean, you're going to have to probably put your authority on the coal mines instead of the wood. If you're willing to give up the wood, or if you're looking to go for basic forestry as a third company in accompaniment with Kouppas and Altos Hornos, well, then you don't really need the wood here now, do you? It'll still cost you the extra authority, but I mean, the infrastructure might actually be worth it for a lot of people, including myself. The downside to this company, obviously, is going to be the overlaps. Unfortunately, basic tools is the #1 overlap, and the reason why I say this is because basic tools is so darn amazing. I absolutely love it. The basic motors is also really, really amazing, and it is something that I love so much, and it's near and dear to my heart. But thankfully, this company does effectively the same thing for pretty much less at this point. The next one on the list is going to be the Mavog. I'm probably mispronouncing that, but it's effectively the same company. It gives you the same bonus. It even gives you the stupid railway bonus. The only thing different about it is you don't get the steel. The main difference about the Mavog over the Kouppas is the fact that Mavog is in Hungary, and it is harder to get. In fact, it is much, much harder to get. Taking Hungary is not an easy endeavor because you have to deal with Austria. Taking Greece is a super duper easy endeavor because it's literally just Greece. The final one, obviously, is going to be the Fiat. That is the one in, I think it's in Sardinia, Piedmont, or does it just count for all of Italy? I'm not entirely certain about that, but it is important enough to note, and the reason why I state that is because of the prestige good that you get from Fiat. Let's just put it out there. I love prestige automobiles. It makes them much more profitable on the market. You also lose formation speed and army offense. That's also a big deal. But at the end of the day, which one would you rather have? For me personally, I think I would prefer Kouppas. Speaking of how hard or easy it is to get Kouppas, well, here's the thing. Kouppas is super duper ridiculously easy to get. I already spoke on the fact, but here's the thing. All you need is the Attica State region. The Attica State region is literally just Athens. If I were to point it out anywhere, if I were to highlight it here, you can see that. Yeah, let's move in there. That's literally just Athena, okay? That is really, really easy to take. Greece is an absolute pushover country. It has 6 battalions. You could take it like literally day one. Nobody would even blink an eye at you. Maybe the Ottomans would want the land later, but who gives a hoot about the Ottomans? They're also really, really weak. At the same time, all you need on top of that are 5 motor industries or 5 tooling workshops in Athens. That is an absolute nothing burger. This is a super easy requirement, and it's the reason why people love Kouppas so much. This part of the video has a nasty tendency to drag on, so I'm going to try to be as concise and quick as possible. Let's talk about that manufacturing bonus. I'm sorry, guys. I think that alone makes this company just a little bit worse than the Basic Tools company, and if I'm going for my basic setup, I'm probably going to be just aiming for Basic Tools, and I'm not going to bother going after Greece for Kouppas. And the reason why, obviously, is that manufacturing bonus. It's just too darn good. Now, if you're going for a specific setup of companies and you need that extra company slot, well, then Kouppas is perfect for you. You literally merge the Basic Tools and Basic Motor companies together. That saves you a literal company slot because now you don't have to take basic motors on top of things, right? And if you're going to go for steel, I mean, you don't have to go metal mining as your secondary. You could literally go Duro y Campania at that point. And not only would you get your steel out of the way, you could also get the wood out of the way. Then you won't have to take basic forestry, and you could probably pick up another different type of rubber company like Electrics later down the line. I don't know, that's entirely up to you. This is just theory crafting. The best part about the Kouppas is the fact that it's profitable without being reliant on tools. You have the motor industries and the automotive industries. I have no idea what future patches hold. People have been telling me about my older videos that a lot of things have changed over the course of the patches. I'm just gonna say this is future-proofed. And the reason why is because there is no way they're going to nerf all 3 companies. You're gonna have a good company no matter what. You've got tools, you've got engines, you got automobiles. You're going to have a profitable company with this. It is inevitable, okay? And that is the reason why I'm going to give this a rating of S in the early game. Obviously, it's really easy to get, believe it or not, so I am going to say it's an S tier in the early game. Most people would probably take it within their 2nd or 3rd pick. For the mid game, S tier. If you're waiting for your 4th or 5th pick, this is not the end of the world, although you are losing out on tools, and that is kind of weird. But if that's your prerogative, sure, why not? Here's the thing. This is going to be the first time I ever do something a little wacky here, okay? This is going to be the first time, and when I mean first time, I am literally not going to give this an S tier. I know, I'm weird, aren't I? No, this is going to get a B tier. A literal B tier for the late game. If you're waiting this long to get this company, you're hurting yourself. I'm sorry. Tools are too good right now, and you're waiting till the end of the game to make use of those tools. You're crazy. That's why I'm going to give it a B tier. It is strong situationally, depending on what your setup is, but that's all I can think of. I'm sorry, you should not be waiting that long. So at the end of the day, I'm going to say the overall rank here is S tier. In fact, I'm going to give it an extra S. I think it is SS tier. The only reason it doesn't get a triple S tier is because, I'm sorry, you should not be waiting until the final portion of the game. And at the same time, the manufacturing bonus, man, it literally does kill the potential for this to be the greatest of all time. This is not the greatest of all time. Basic Tools is still the greatest of all time, and this one cannot dethrone it just because it doesn't have the proper manufacturing bonus. Anyhow, guys, that is going to be it for this video. Thank you for watching this far into it, especially since I tend to ramble far too often. Make sure to give your loved ones an extra hug tonight if you haven't already, because they might not be here tomorrow. Believe me, I know. Beyond that, though, thank you for watching once more, and hail Hydra Cat.